Oh, we could fly. Welcome to this new season of the Have a Cup of Jahani podcast. So, I want to title this new season that I'm embarking on with I'm growing. So, this is going to be the season of growth. And that's what I'm going to share with you throughout the season. So, I thank you for coming over here and sitting with me. And I hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. So today we're going to talk about habits. Y'all ready? I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go. All right, folks. So habits. What are they? What are habits? So for me, habits are those things that you don't usually think about, that they usually come automatically for you, kind of like driving home the same route every single time. And then you just get to the point where you get into the car and then boom. That's not safe, by the way, but that's how I equate habits. It's just things that you don't really have to think about, that you just do. So there are certain habits that I built, and some of these came out of the 5 A.M Club book. And I will put that in the show notes so that way y'all can see it if you want. And some of these habits help me to ground myself, to find peace, and to get after my goals. Because let me tell you, when you get after your goals and when you accomplish things, I just learned that today when I listened to this to this coach on the Aura app. And the coach was saying that when you feel like you have accomplished something, or when you feel like you are superior in an aspect in your life, you get serotonin, that feel good hormone, that happy, that joy hormone. And I was like, oh, shoot. When I was listening to that, I was like, well, no wonder I've been feeling like doo doo lately. Well, I think it's because it was so dreary too in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I needed some sun. And now I'm in California right now, and the sun is great, and I am so chirpy right now. So I think the sun has to do a little bit with it too. I'm from the Dominican Republic, y'all. So I was born in a tropical island, and I think I don't know, I don't do well when it's cloudy and cold and rainy, like that London climate. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I can't take that for too many days. I need some sun. I need, like, that heat just brings me joy for whatever reason. So El Paso, as hell hot as it is, and as much as like it bugs me sometimes with the sand and then the 3 digits, I prefer that to to the cold and dreary any day. Any day. But nevertheless, right? When you accomplish things and when you feel superior, that gives you serotonin. And when this lady said that, as I was listening to this morning, I was like, no wonder. Because if you listen to, I want to say 4 episodes ago, right? I did the spur ride, and it was a big accomplishment. And I'm like, I should feel joyful, right? I accomplished something. And don't get me wrong, I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of the team of Squad 3. Shout out to Squad 3. I was in Squad 3. They forgot about us every single time, but you know what? We killed it out there. We killed it. So shout out to Squad 3. And so I am very happy for that. And I am very proud of that. But the joy was not in my heart. And why was that? I want to say it was because I was not accomplishing those things that innately bring me joy. And those things are part of my habits. So every morning, let me explain to you, and you may have listened to this before. Don't mind me, I'm going through my book journal, my Bujo, looking for my habits, right? Here they are. Okay, so every morning I give myself, I want to say an hour and a half, sometimes on a good day, 2 hours. Why that is, right? You're going to be like, why, Joa? That's so much. Well, one, because I don't like to rush first thing in the morning. I really do not. I didn't like it as a young child. My sister always rushed me and I hated it. And I will always say under my breath, when I'm an adult, I won't have anyone rushing me. You look at me, and then I joined the army. Now everybody's rushing me. No, but that's why I get up 2 hours prior. Just because of that, because I don't want to feel that stress of the rush of getting ready. And also because when I rush, I tend to forget things and I tend to not do things to the best of my ability, which then puts me in sort of a grumpy mood. It gives me discomfort, right? Before I used to ruin my day. Now that I'm a little older, wiser, and know how to regulate myself a little more, it gives me discomfort. So I try to mitigate that, and I mitigate that by waking up 1.5 hours to 2 hours early so I can accomplish those things that set my day up for success. All right. So, what are those things? Okay, so here are my habits. I'm looking at my bujo on my bullet journal, and that is 8 cups of water. So, what I try to do, I used to chug 8 cups of water when I was in Fort Bliss. I used to do it first thing in the morning. But then again, Fort Bliss is a really hot, austere climate for most of the year. So, that really helped me. Like, I never had a headache there or was even close to dehydrating. So, when I was able to do those 8 cups first thing, during that first 2 hour that I was awake, that really set me up. And then I would just drink slowly everything else later on, and that helped me there. Now that I'm here and it's a little colder, what I try to do is I do 4 cups. I do half of that first thing, and then I drink the other 4 cups just throughout the rest of the day. Now, mind you, once summer hits, I have a feeling that I will up that water intake first thing in the morning. But that's what I do. First thing, I start drinking water. And as I drink water, that's when I take my vitamins. I take my anti-acid over-the-counter medication because I get acid reflux, and I take my Zyrtec because I have seasonal allergies, and then the vitamins that I take, the multivitamins, and then fish oil and all of that. That's just for nutritional and physical maintenance. So that way I can optimize my health. And what happens after that? So after that, what I do is I have the Aura app. This is a very recent intake. Before I had the Aura app, I used to do 5 deep breaths, and I used to sit still while doing those 5 deep breaths. And that was some sort of meditation grounding that I was doing. Now that I have the Aura app, what I'm doing is I am doing some sort of verbal meditation mantra, and they have it in the Aura app by either 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes when I have the time, I do a 20-minute one. And that's when I do meditation. So I do my deep breathing. Sometimes the meditations come with mantra, words of affirmation, and so forth. But I do something mindful where I am still and I am breathing, right? So that's kind of like my 20 minutes of, at the max, 20 minutes of a meditation. And immediately after that, what I do is I do a grateful journal, which is I write down right away 3 things that I'm grateful for. And that has really helped me to find joy, because I am telling you, nothing is better than to, as soon as you wake up, finding something that you're happy about, finding something that you're grateful for. And I don't know what it is. It's not magic or anything like that, but it is something about identifying something good right away that makes you be able to see other good things afterwards. So think about that. If at the very least, when you first get up, you try to annotate, jot down, or at least verbalize like 3 things that you're grateful or you're happy for, you will be able to find bits of joy and happiness in the rest of your day. That's what that brings to me. And then immediately after that, the next thing I do, I lost track, is that I do a morning journaling. And this can be as small as a sentence. Most of the time, what I say is that, or what I write down is like, I have a feeling this day will be great. All right. Or I have a feeling I'm going to be so happy this day. And, or if I have something in my mind, then I'll write that down. And this just kind of helps me to speak it into existence, because now I'm setting myself up to have a great day, to have a peaceful day, to have a happy day, to have a joyful day, right? And it's something about those first hours of being awake, those first minutes of being awake, that you put something like this in your mind, something fruitful, something happy, and something joyful, that it really sets your day up. I know it does for me. It really does. And you know how I know that? Because while I was doing the spur ride, because everything was so fast, was so rush, that I didn't do any of these habits for these 3 days. And while I accomplished something so great, and I was so proud of having accomplished that, I felt a little empty. Like my love tank was empty at the day on Sunday. And I was like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so empty? Even though I did something great, I accomplished something great. And I have an inkling that it was because of that, because I wasn't able to do my grounding, my gratefulness, my journaling, those things that bring me joy, those things that kind of like bring everything into perspective. It just felt to me like, when you air up a balloon and then you let all the air out and the balloon is just collapsed on the ground. That's how it felt to me. And and right now, like a whole week after, is when I'm regaining some of that joy back. And I'm back into my habits that I built, where I am annotating what I'm grateful for, um, meditating, breathing, and that is giving me life. And once again, it's not magic. It is not anything like, ooh, it is science. It is psychology. It is like you are putting that into your brain so that way your body can feel it. And I wrote in my journal, like, I'm going to need to figure out how to do a condensed version with this next time I'm back into like a grinding schedule like that. So that way I don't empty my love tank. That way my joy bucket doesn't go unfulfilled, you know? So that is my task right now that I have set aside for me, is to figure out how I can continue on with my habits. And I have an idea of of taking out, condensing it, and instead of giving myself that many hours, just wound it down to a few minutes where I have just the 5 deep breaths, and then I go ahead and write my gratitude and write something, because even when I'm grinding, I know I can always write something. And because I'm a writer, writing brings me joy. Go figure. Writing and reading gives me joy. But writing is the one thing that if I don't do it, it empties me. And that is something that I need to prioritize regardless of what I'm doing. I need to prioritize putting pen to paper, if that is all that I have, putting pen to paper and putting one good creative sentence in there towards my journaling or towards a work in progress. Because not only have I built these habits, but I built them because they bring me peace, they bring me happiness and joy, which is very important. So if you're listening out there and you don't have yet those habits, find out what are those things that you cannot go without, and then find out how you can incorporate them into your schedule. And if you're like me and you have those kind of like those days when your schedule is really hectic, find a way on how you can incorporate them. Do you have to condense them or do you have to shift them around in your schedule? Maybe I need to shift them to the midday break, when I'm really hectic. But I think for me, what will work best is just to condense them because I'm a morning person. So I know that about me. So if I don't do it at the crack of dawn when I first get up, it's not going to get done. So that's a fact. But for you, maybe you're not a morning person. Maybe you have that burst of energy midday, or maybe you're a night person and your burst of energy comes at night. So maybe you move your habits to the nighttime. And I'm very, very certain that for most people, there is something that you're passionate about. There's something that just fills your love bucket. That is a must do for you that will make you feel human, that will make you feel happy. Do that. Find the time to do that. So that way your love bucket doesn't go empty, because that is the worst feeling. Oh my God, that was the worst feeling ever. And I am so grateful now to be in the sun and to be practicing these habits that I built. And that is the R in the star today. That is my resolution, to find a way to incorporate my habits even when my schedule gets hectic. So that way I don't go and running on empty. And what are you going to do? And let me know in the comments. Put it in there or shoot me a voicemail, whatever works. But let me know, how are you going to fill your love bucket? Remember, this is a family show. All right. Well, that's all that I have for you all, peeps. And I hope I see you on Wednesday. Remember, every Wednesday is a new episode because, damn it, that's what I'm going to do. All right. See you all next time. Bye.
Oh, we could fly. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show. See you on the next episode. Bye. Oh, we could fly.